Day to you one and all, it is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Now, when this channel was in its infancy and I was a mere fledgling, wet behind the ears, new to the YouTube game, I covered a Maneskin song, and I remember being just a little bit apprehensive because I was afraid of their fan base and what they might think of me if I said something nasty about them. But they have a new song out now called The Loneliest, and myself, being the broadcasting behemoth that I have become, I'm no longer afraid. Anyway, it was released on the 7th of October, and I'm going to listen to it and react to it for you. Justin Hawkins rides again. I am going to put a hat on though, because my hair's gone crazy. There we go. I do like a cowboy hat. There, here we are. Right, here we go. So this song is called The Loneliest. They debuted it at the last-minute London show at the Underworld on Thursday night, where they played the track acoustic outside the venue after their set. I love it when people do that sort of stuff. I'm always inclined to do it myself, but then sometimes it just gets a bit chilly, especially in England. Or perhaps I just do a gig and then think, oh, fuck that, I'm not doing that. I always admire it when other people do it though. Damiano, the singer, said, "This song means a lot to me. It's a personal song, but I hope you can all relate to it in your own way." Maneskin were formed in Rome in 2016. Performing in the streets in their early days, they rose to prominence after finishing second in the 11th season of the Italian talent show The X Factor in 2017. Their international breakthrough ensued when the foursome won the Eurovision Song Contest 2021 for Italy. They've released 2 studio albums, and as of 2022, Maneskin has over 40 million copies sold worldwide and 4 billion streams across all digital platforms. That's unbelievable. According to Damiano, the group is a translation of the music of the past into modernity. The band members have cited various musical and fashion influences, including Led Zeppelin, Fleetwood Mac, Nirvana, Perry Farrell, Radiohead, Franz Ferdinand, David Bowie, Aerosmith, and Black Sabbath. All right, let's have a look at this song.
You'll be the saddest part of me, a part of me.
It's a lovely chord sequence. It starts off on a D. I think it goes to an F sharp minor. B minor. To A. There's a sort of little turnover which I'll get into on the second time around. Feels like they're going to an F sharp major there instead of the minor that was in the verse. And then B minor, and then G. This really has that Pixies vibe that I was always talking about at the beginning of this year, sorry. The second time around it goes back to the A. I've got to say, even at this point, we're halfway through the song, I can already tell you it's my favourite Maneskin song, the best one I've heard so far.
I just keep on thinking how you make me feel better and all the crazy little things.
I like his voice too. Sometimes when a vocalist gets busy and they spend like a couple of years just singing hard nearly every night, it can change your voice and round it off in one of two ways. It either sort of starts to sort of get raspy and then you just sound more like a roofer than a singer, or you can develop these kind of husky bits within your range that you can lean on for, you know, emotional impact in certain places, and it actually improves you. I think the second thing's happened to Damiano. I think he's got better. Okay, here's another one of those guitar solos. I talked about this effect when I was doing Rage Against the Machine, but the pedal I think he's using there is the Digitech Whammy. I've actually got one in my loft, and I did promise a while ago that I would do an episode about it and play some of the solos that are very obviously using it. This is one of those. So really, he's going, dear, woo! And it's a pedal that looks like a wah-wah pedal, but you can change the settings so that it does different pitch shifting things, and depending on what position the pedal's in. So it feels like you might have it set to regular tuning on the back foot, on the back position, and then when you push it forward, it goes to an octave up. So he's probably going. So this is the part he's actually playing. And then when he gets back to this, you push it forward and it goes. And it ends up here. What's the second note? So it's like this. Yeah, so the part he's playing is. So then when he hammers back to that, he pushes the pedal forward and it goes to this. And the same thing here. So it has this effect. But with a wow going up to it. The fact that it goes wow up to it is the clue that it's a Digitech whammy. You can achieve that by just going, but the pedal's going. One day I'll set it up and I'll show you how this works. But it's one of those pedals where it's kind of like, when it first came out, I thought, well, this is a game-changing pedal, but is it gonna, stand the test of time, or will it become an effect that people get bored of? And I think for a little minute it did, but it's come back. I think Rage Against the Machine were using it, to really sort of define their lead, Tom Morello's lead sound, and then now it's more or less everybody. I noticed that some of the guys on the LA tribute were using one. I feel like it's something that more or less every lead guitarist owns, even if in this instance it's just in the loft. But I feel like I'm more inclined to use a Digitech whammy than even a wah-wah pedal, which has been around much longer. It's just become one of those things that you've got to have. But this sounds like it's set to 2 octaves forward.
It's gonna be the loneliest.
Ah, that's really nice. That is a good song. It's pretty solid, isn't it? It's kind of like, and I like that refrain. Tonight is going to be the loneliest. That's good. It's just good stuff. And it hasn't sort of hasn't done that thing that I feel like a lot of the Maneskin music does, which is kind of playing into the outrage of their appearance and just using the sort of salacious assumptions that people make about their sensuality and all that sort of stuff. It's not relying on any of that. It's just a really sort of heartfelt ballad, isn't it? And talking about, I feel like it's talking about death, unfortunately, but sometimes you've got to deal with uncomfortable subjects, even if you're Maneskin. So this is like them doing mature stuff, I suppose. I don't know. Whoever wrote this did a great job, I think. So well done. Yeah, lovely stuff. Quite surprised by that. I was expecting it to be some sort of glammy stomp along, talking about bums or whatever it is they normally do. But it wasn't that, and I'm impressed. Justin Hawkins rides again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and watch one of these 2 videos. I am moved.